Hello everyone. Today we are going to see more about copy constructors. In the previous session I have explained you what is a copy constructor and what is a default copy constructor. The copy constructor is a constructor which creates an object by initializing it with the object of the same class. That means when you are declaring an object and you are creating a new object and we are declaring a new object, and at the time of declaration of new object you are assigning the new object with a value that is coming from some previously declared object. So an object when declared and assigned with another object at the same time, we declare object, and assign object with another object at the same time. Okay, then the copy constructor gets invoked. Okay, the copy constructor gets invoked automatically when you declare object and initialize that object with previously declared object. For example, suppose there is a class called distance. You declare the distance object, say d1, object is declared. Then you declare another object, distance, and new object is d2, and you assign it with d1. So the copy constructor gets invoked and d2 is declared and initialized with the values coming from d1. So what happens here is, for this statement, copy constructor is invoked constructor is invoked and d1 is hello Chandu, how are you, initialized. D1 is initialized with values from another object, that is d1. Copy constructor is invoked and this is d2. d2 is initialized with values from d1. Okay, so this d1 goes as an argument into the copy constructor that initializes. This d1 goes as an argument into the copy constructor that goes this d1 goes as an argument into copy constructor that initializes d2. Okay, so this was a basic understanding about the copy constructor. And let me tell you, there are two types of copy constructors. One is the copy constructor, another is default copy constructor. Excuse me. Now what is this default copy constructor? Suppose you are creating d2, declaring object d2 and passing d1 as argument, but you don't write your own copy constructor. When you don't write your own copy constructor, then C++ internally has its own copy constructor that executes and do the needful assignment from D1 to D2, from previous object to new object. Okay, but if you have declared your constructor, then your copy constructor will run. If you have not declared your copy constructor, then the default copy constructor provided by C++ also comes into play and runs it. The copy constructor is used to initialize one object from another at the time of declaration. Copy an object to pass it as argument to the function, to the constructor. Copy an object or return from the function, then also the copy constructors are created. Whenever a new object is created from the previous object, new object is declared and the values are assigned from the previous object. Whenever this happens, the copy constructor gets invoked. Now this happens in cases such as you declare an object, assign it with another object, copy constructor will get invoked. Or you're passing an object as an argument to another function. Suppose you are making a function call like this. Suppose you are making a function call. So there is a function, say main, okay. In main function, you are calling some another function, okay, and here you have declared some object O, okay. Object O is declared. Now when the object O was declared, that was the one object. Suppose let's call it O1. No, let's call it object A. You declared an object called A. Then you declared another object called B and assign it with the value from A. So here copy constructor got invoked. Okay? Copy constructor gets invoked in this statement. Okay. Then after that you call a function and pass either A or B as argument. Now the function is called, and whatever argument is passed, A or B, is captured in X. So A object is passed as argument and is captured in X. So X is a new object created, initialized with values from A. Again here copy constructor is invoked. Now this function runs. Towards end, suppose this function returns X. So the returned object will be returned and will be captured in, say, an object here, say B. So the object that is returned is, this object is anyway getting destroyed. So a new object will be created and returned back, that will be stored in B. So during this return also copy constructor is invoked because new implicit unnamed object was created here. So copy constructors are invoked in three situations: when you declare an object and assign it with another object, or you pass an object as an argument, or you return an object from a function. In these three cases, copy constructors are invoked. Earlier I wrote a program for you in which, let me show you open the program and show it to you. So the program was like this. This was the old program which I wrote in the previous session, in which we had a class. In this class I had a class called distance, in which I had distance measured in feet and inches. I had a 0 argument constructor, I had a 1 argument constructor, I had a 2 argument constructor, and I had a copy constructor. Remember this reference? Okay. Then I went to the main function. In the main function, I declared an object with 2 arguments, which will get the 2 argument constructor invoked. Then I declared a 0 argument constructor d2 and 0 argument constructor, an object d2 without argument and object ds without argument. So for these two, d2 and ds, a 0 argument constructor would have been invoked twice, once for d2 and then for ds. Then I created a 1 argument object with 1 argument. So a 1 argument constructor, this one would have been invoked. Then I created d4 and assign it with value from d1. So this would have invoked my copy constructor. Let's have a look at the copy constructor. Here it is. Now how it worked was like this. D1 was supposed to be passed as an argument to this constructor. Okay, but that did not happen. D1 was not passed as argument here, because if D1 would have been passed as an argument here, then according to this concept, if you pass an argument, then a new object is created, then the copy constructor is invoked. But here you're writing copy constructor itself. So copy constructor will start recursively calling itself, and it will be a never-ending process. So therefore, what happens is, you don't accept the passed argument. D1 is passed. No. D1 was supposed to be passed, but D1 was not passed and not accepted. Instead, a reference pointing directly to D1 is created. So no new object was created. So D1 is this D is actually D1. Okay. Now d.feet and d.inches, that is d1.feet and d1.inches, got assigned to feet and inches of the object to which the constructor belongs. Constructor belongs to d4. So d4 feet and d4 inches are assigned with d means d1 feet and d1 inches. That's how the constructor worked. Yes, call by value, call by reference concept works here in functions, but not in copy constructors. Okay. So after that, you call. Look at this function. D1 dot add distance is D2. Let's have a look at this. Here it is. So D1 dot add distance is D2. D2 came in as argument into DB. So D2 was passed by value. D2 was passed as argument, captured in DB. So this is what happened. D2 was passed as an argument and captured in DB. So DB, a new object is created, and which will get the copy constructor invoked. Okay, and then another distance local variable D created, so another copy constructor created, invoked. Then after that, when the D will be returned, the returned D will come back and get stored in DS, again copy constructor. So let me run this program, and then I'll come back to explain you further. Let me run this. Make. The program is being built, and here it is built successfully. There it is built successfully. Done. Okay. Now I run it. Oh, see this. Enter distance 6.26. Now have a look at this. It's all started from here. See, if you understand this one program very nicely, then you will be able to understand the concept of constructors well. So concentrate. So 2 argument constructor invoked, because I created an object with 2 arguments. Okay. Then 0 argument constructor got invoked twice, because I created object D2 and object DS and did not use any arguments. Then one argument constructor got invoked because I declared D3 with one floating point value. Then a copy constructor was invoked. That was because D4 was created, declared and assigned with values from D1. After that, function begin prints main begin. Then main calls get data. The get data function is called and get data begin happens. Okay, in get data you say, here it is, let's go in get data. In get data you say function begin, enter distance, you take the distance, then you end. So get data begin, get data enter distance, you enter distance, and get data end. After that, D1 dot display, D2 dot display, D3 dot display, D4 for display. You are displaying the objects, 4 different objects, D1, D2, DS and D4. So display distance begin, 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 begin and end, all the 4 display distances worked. Excuse me. Then after that you call add distance function and pass D2 as argument. So D2 is passed as an argument and is captured in DB. So a copy constructor is invoked. Copy constructor, because you are copying D2 into a new object called DB. So copy constructor was invoked. Then inside this add distance function, you declared a local variable distance D, a 0 argument object. So a 0 argument constructor got invoked. Okay. After that, add distance function begin and end. Begin, did it work? End. Okay. Then after that, from main you call D3 at distance is DS. So again DS was passed as argument, which was captured in DS got passed as argument and was captured in DB. So a copy constructor got invoked again. Inside add distances function you declared local variable D, so a 0 argument constructor got invoked, and then again the function begin. Then D4 dot add distance is DS. Again DS is passed as argument and is captured in DB. So third time copy constructor got invoked. Inside this function you declared object D. So 0 argument constructor got invoked. Then the function was begin and end. Then you have function begin and end. Then finally display distances was invoked by you. Display distances, and where all 1, 2, 3, 4 objects are passed as argument. So for all the 4 arguments that are passed as argument, it is displayed. So notice, if these 4 D1, D2, D3, D4 was passed as argument, it went to display function, and why in the display function the copy constructors did not get invoked again? Because we did not accept by value, we accept by reference. So therefore no new object copy of D1, D2, D3, D4 was created. Instead you referred to the original D1, D2, D3 and D4 and displayed it. Also notice we have made constant qualifier, used constant qualifiers with arguments to treat D1, D2, D3 and D4 as constant objects. Also notice that there is a CONST qualifier used after the argument list also. This is because we had to make the object to which the function belongs also constant. This will make the object to which the function belongs also be treated, qualified as constant here. Okay. So we have passed d1, d2, d3, d4 as argument. Please switch off the microphone. So all these four are passed as arguments. In C++, there is no concept of pass by, pass argument. There is accept by. So display distances function is saying that it will pass d1, d2, d3, d4 as arguments. But actually these four were not passed as argument and not captured as arguments into formal variables. Instead, a reference to the passed argument, a reference to argument that was supposed to be passed but did not get passed. So a reference to that object is created. Reference. So a reference to the original d1 is created and a reference to original d2 is created. So what is happening is d1, d2, d3, d4 did not get passed as an argument. Instead, a reference to the original data was created, like pointers. Okay, so due to which no new formal arguments were created here and you referred to the original ones only. So therefore the copy constructor did not get invoked. So what is that you wanted to see, Mr. Chandu? So when you try to pass an argument like this, okay, suppose you want to pass an argument, there is a function and you want to pass an object O as an argument. The function definition is suppose here. If you accept it by reference, and suppose this object was here, memory was allocated here, okay, there's a private section and there was data. Now what happens is, earlier this object was referring to this. If this object would have been passed as an argument here, then another object would have been created here, like this. But instead, when this was argument that was supposed to be passed, but instead of passing this argument, you pass a reference to this argument. So this is referring to the same object, which is in turn referring to the same space. So therefore, the new object is not created. Therefore, the copy constructor is not invoked, and this object directly refers to the original object only. Well, it refers to this object further down to the original data. So this is a reference being created, and you avoid using double space, and avoid getting the copy constructor also invoked again and again. Okay. Now look at this. Let me clean everything. Now have a look at this class once again. In this class, I declare something called like this. Tell the sign distance. This is called destructor. Function name with the class name preceded by the tilde sign is called a destructor. Let's talk about a destructor a little bit. Notice there is a tilde sign here. Okay. Now, the function name same as that of class preceded by a tilde sign. Is a destructor. Okay. It is invoked automatically when any object goes out of scope or is destroyed. Okay. So when the object is created, constructor gets invoked automatically. And when the object is destroyed, destructor gets invoked automatically. Let's write a destructor function. So distance, but the function name is preceded by tilde. Sorry, tilde. Begin destructor and destructor. Fine. So let us rerun this program now with destructors in. Slight modification. We have to modify the make file also because we have a new file, and the new file is called excuse me. Excuse me, I have a very bad throat. So let's put in this new function here, dot o, destructor dot o. Let's describe this dependency. This is called destructor. Okay. So, like, build is successful. Okay, and now we have the distances, run it. See, it all starts from here. 2 argument constructor, 0 argument constructor, 0 argument constructor, 1 argument constructor, then the copy constructor, then the main begin, get data begin, you got the data, then the display distance for 1 object, 2 object, 3 object, 4 object, all the 4 objects displayed, then begin distance, copy constructor, 0 argument constructor for the arguments being passed, and this for the local variable. Inside the add distances begin, add distances over. When that distances was over, then you had created an object by creating copy constructor. You had created a local variable, 0 argument local variable in add distances. So there was this db created, then this d created, isn't it? These two were created. So you had the copy constructor for db and the 0 argument constructor for the local one. Then the function begin and function end. Then the 2 objects created, the 2 destructors invoked, both the objects got destroyed. db went out of scope and local distance d both went out of scope after the return statement, after end statement. So both the constructors, both the destructors, both the objects got destroyed using these 2 constructors. Same thing happened when it was invoked for the second time, and same thing happened when it was invoked for the third time. Then when the main function was over, then there was a constructor for d1, d2, d3, d4 and an additional one. What was the additional one for? Ye panchwa? For ds, yeah. All the 5 destructors, all the 5 objects got destroyed through the destructor. Okay, so this was the concept of destructors. Obviously, free the memory and all other resources that were being used by the object. When the object is destroyed, obviously the resources are returned back to the function, to the system, and the system can use it for other purposes. Destructors. We have seen that a special member function, which is the constructor, is called automatically when the object is first created, and another function is automatically invoked, that is called destructor. The destructor function has the same name as the class but is preceded by a tilde sign, like this. Okay, let me show you one more example involving destructors. Have a look at this. There is a class called tree and the data is height of the tree. There is a 1 argument constructor and there is a destructor. There are 2 member functions also, grow and print size. So let's go to main first. Here we are in main. We create a object of tree inside the scope, and the argument is 12. So one argument constructor for object T will be invoked. One argument constructor has been declared here, and the one argument constructor is implemented here. Okay, so one argument constructor is invoked. Let me change this program to the way we do it. Okay, that will help you understand this better. Because this is the programming technique that we will follow strictly. Okay, let's see this. Here we are. So we call it destructor tree. We'll create a headers.h file first. Headers.h. Watch this carefully. This is the programming style that you have to have. So in this we will keep only headers and nothing else. That's all. We'll keep another file called declarations.h. Here we are. In which we'll keep only the class declaration, nothing else. Only the class declaration involving the public and the private section. Nothing else. Then main.c, main function. In main function we will include both the header files that we have created just now, headers.h and declarations.h. And this is the declarations part from here to here. Remove it. You remove all these functions also. You will be using only main function, nothing else. Okay, that's all. Now let's have a constructor, one argument constructor. Let's call it tree1.cpp. tree1.cpp. In this you will keep your headers first, both header files. The header files and the one argument constructor, nothing else. Okay. Then you will keep tree 0 argument, destructor. This is the destructor function. The rest everything remove. Okay. Then you'll give next we need is this function. We need grow function. Did we write grow function? No. So let's write grow function. grow.cpp. In grow.cpp we will have this grow function and nothing else. Yeah, tell me. Is it Chandu? Is it Chandu? See, whenever anybody have to ask anything, I have told everybody, you also listen. You will say excuse me and then you'll say your name, okay? Tell me. This is initialize a list. Did you miss any class or what? Okay. So I'll just tell you. When I come back to this, I'll tell you, okay? No. This is constructor. Concept of constructors. It is not inheritance concept. It is called initialize a list used in constructors. I'll come back to it and tell you. Okay. So I have written the grow function also. Done. Then another function is print size. So let's write a print size function also. Print size. Here is print size function also. Remove everything else. Now all the functions are written. Let's have a look right from the beginning again. This we don't need. I mean tree, grow, print size, main, all functions we've written. So let's remove this file. We don't need this file anymore. We have split it into multiple files now. We started with declarations. In the declarations, we have given the name space, and we have given the definition for the class. Okay, where we have this time used the constructors and the destructors as well. Okay. Then we start with the main function. In main function, we include both headers and declarations. I exclusively created this block to demonstrate some concept to you. I create a object with one argument. So 12 will be passed as an argument to the one argument constructor. We go to one argument constructor. This is the one argument constructor class for file. The one argument constructor, where the 12 that was passed as an argument from here comes and to the formal argument initial height. Initial height is a formal argument in which the value you have now is 12. Now in this 12 value has to be assigned to the private member feet height. Okay, so 12 from initial height formal argument will be assigned to the private member height, and you have been doing this earlier like this. The formal argument initial height containing 12 was assigned to private member height. This is how you have done this earlier. There is another way of doing it, that is height private member in brackets formal arguments. So the value of formal arguments will be assigned to the private member. This is called initializer list. Okay, where the members of the object are initialized one by one. Then the one object constructor is invoked, initialized. You say after tree creation. Then you call, yes Deepak? Yes, we can do it. We can do it. Height, initial height, comma, another private member in bracket, another formal argument. We can do that, and we will do it in another example that we will write. So then t.print size function is called. So you go to print size function. Here it is, and it prints the height of the corresponding object. The corresponding object is t. Then you do t.grow. Then you call the grow function, and the control goes to grow function. Here you are in grow function. Inside grow function, the argument that is passed, that is 4, is captured. एक minute, just hold on. हेलो, हाँ जी चाचा जी सत श्री अकाल पैरी पैना। हाँ जी लै रहा। दस दो जल्दी दस दो, मैं उत्थे म्यूट किया है। तो त्रिभुवन कीर्ति वो लैके मैं थोड़ा दोनों कुरियर कर दूँगा। एक मैं चाचा जी एक ना वेबसाइट लिखी सी, मैं नीचे वेबसाइट लिखी सी ना, वो तो WhatsApp 'ਚ लिख के भेजी ਸੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ। हाँ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲ ਜੂਗੀ टीचर्स ग्रेस। हाँ जी ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੀਕਾ ਮਿਲ ਜੂਗੀ, और जो त्रिभुवन कीर्ति मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ कुरियर कर देना। हाँ नहीं मैं दस दो नहीं मिला तो मैं कुरियर कर दूंगा। बहुत ज़रूरी है, तीनों कट्ठियां ही काम कर दिया। हाँ जी तीनों कट्ठियां ही लेंदे कम हो चाचा जी ठीक तरह। और जो एक लै रहे दूसरी लै रहे तो फिर वो दवाई का फिर फायदा नहीं। हाँ जी हाँ जी हम्म नहीं पता की है, बहुत सारे इम्यूनिटी बूस्टर्स है, लेकिन ये जी पर्टिकुलर है ये जी कॉम्बीनेशन ऑफ हर्ब्स और सॉल्ट चाहिए आ, वो इन्होंने तिना दवाइयां च मिल सके। हूँ जो तुम नवा दसोगे वो फिर मैंने दसो तो देखना पऊगा सॉल्ट है कि नहीं है। रीका बहुत अच्छी है, ये कॉस्ट थोड़ी ज़्यादा है 450 इस करके आ, क्योंकि ये सारे तो हर्ब्स आ, एक ना एक बहुत कॉस्टली स्नेक पॉइजन पैंदा है, ਉਹੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਾਸਟਲੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। शाम ਨੂੰ देख लो, शाम तक मिल गई ठीक है, नहीं तो मैं ਇੱਥੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲੂँਗਾ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਕੁਰੀਅਰ ਕਰ ਦੂँਗਾ। ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਹੈ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ, ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। Hello, I'm sorry for the interruption. Important call these days. People are not well. So this is one of my uncle. He is also corona positive now. So the one argument was, excuse me, 4 was supplied, and 4 was captured, and 4 was added to the height, the previous value of height, which we made 12. Now 4 is added. After that, close before closing brace will be printed. Now the actual concept that I wanted to teach you through this comes now. If you look at the statement that I gave you here, the destructor is invoked automatically when any object goes out of scope or is destroyed. No? Now notice this. So this is before closing brace will be printed. Then after brace, you will have after closing brace statement getting printed. Okay. Now let us compile and run this program and see how it behaves. As we are going to put this bracket, we are not going to be complacent about building our programs. We will do it only and only through Makefile, and we have to develop this habit in this. We have to create. It is a shell script, so we need a bin bash shell for it, and we have to create a target called tree, which will be. We have to create a target called tree, which will be created from main.o. Then tree1, .o, then tree0 destination.o, destructor.o, then print size.o, then we had grow.o. So you compile it and get it. Okay. There it is. Now all the dependencies has to be resolved one by one, starting with main.o. Main.o would be created from main.c, headers.h, and declarations.h. Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm not able to understand what you're saying. You can't talk to me in keywords. People who talk to in keywords are not entertained. Main.o, oh, it will be CPP. Okay, you're saying CPP. I was hearing CVP. Okay, it is okay. Then you'll have tree 1. Tree 1 will be created from tree 1. Let's check the name. It was tree 1, yeah. Then next is your tree 0 destructor. Yes, this will be capital. Oh, this also tree 1. This will be tree 0 destructor. Tree 0 destructor. Then print size and grow. Destructor. Tree 0 destructor. Then you are left with one more, that is grow. Okay, done. Make. So we start building our program, and there is one error in print size line number 8. There is some additional one. Make. So make, oh, big problems. So we have so many bugs, some silly mistake somewhere. Grow.cpp, when you're linking in function undefined reference to std cout. Namespace. This is a namespace issue. We have included namespace in the header file, declarations file, using namespace std. And this main.c, it is added. Everywhere it is added. It was supposed to be in the declarations header file only. See, we have done this earlier and this program worked fine. Clean label rm_star.o rm tree. It will be here only using namespace std. It will be here only and there is no other place for it. It is not supposed to be anywhere else. we are out of time. I have to see this. So you also try this program and see if you are also getting this error. I'll take it up tomorrow again in the tomorrow's class and try to resolve this bug for you. Okay. So because we do programming here, the bugs keep on coming. Yes, tell me. Tell me. इस प्रोग्राम में मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता था कि डिस्ट्रक्टर कब काम करता है, कंस्ट्रक्टर कब काम करता है, और ये स्कोप है. स्कोप इज नॉट अ फंक्शन, स्कोप इज अ ब्लॉक. So if the object is declared in the block, it will get destroyed in the block and the destructor will get invoked here before this statement. Okay. So we'll have to continue this our discussion in destructor. There is a bug. We'll resolve this bug and then move on.